PKM is limited to one notebook. ChatGPT requires constant context updates. This app claims to solve that with context that relates to you. So I'm going to type in, pick a movie for tonight based on everything I've loved this year. So the real edge right now is context. What you've watched, what you've listened to, read, and written. But the current problem is that AI can't see any of that. Well, Recall aimed to fix that in turning everything you consume into a personal knowledge base your AI can use. And I'm going to share with you the new features of Recall 2.0. This tutorial is sponsored by Recall. Get started for free, or you can actually get 25% off using the code below and on screen now. So we've covered Recall before here on the channel. Since its early days, it's been an interesting application. It's one place where your knowledge and your AI live together. So think saving everything like YouTube podcasts, PDFs, TikToks, articles, web pages, taking notes alongside that, and also building a knowledge base that grows with you. So you're probably wondering, why is Recall slightly different from some of the other options? Well, chatbots remember what you've typed, not necessarily what you've consumed. Note-taking tools only know what you manually enter. Memory layers are infrastructure, not particularly a product. And turn that experience into more of like one product versus three separate subscriptions. Well, their 2.0 introduces more knowledge-based improvements with AI, like agentic chat, allowing you to talk to your knowledge, the internet, or both at once. You can use an API and MCP access. You can do bulk actions like mass summarize, tag, connect, or quiz, and even text-to-speech with a new custom cloned voice. So I think it's important to start, how do you actually save context inside of Recall? So you can do that in a few different ways. The browser extension allows you to capture anything on the browser. For example, you can click the Recall extension and get an instant summary or auto tag it and save it to your knowledge base in a custom voice that you create, which means you can actually clone your own voice, summarize that knowledge to you, which might be a helpful way to get that information absorbed better. Finally, there's a mobile app, which means you can share podcasts and TikToks straight from your phone into Recall, as well as your own notes. There's a block editor with tables. So I want to look at first use case, which is researching, and I'm going to show you how we can get started with that. So what we're trying to solve here is we're saving articles, podcasts, and PDFs on a topic, and now we're going to put it all together with references. So I'm going to open Recall, I'm going to open agentic chat here, and I'm going to choose an AI model, or you can leave it on auto if you want. And I'm going to toggle talk to Recall plus web. I'm going to say condense my last 6 months of research on a particular topic into a referenced summary with timestamps, page numbers, and a direct quote. And then I'm going to check the internet for any new studies I might have missed, and I'm going to hit send. So what Recall's doing here is it's putting together everything you've saved on the topic, not just what was uploaded in a single chat. And it's going to create a structured summary with citations back to your original sources. It's going to cross-reference the internet for anything new. And also, because you toggled both, there's no 50 source limits. There's no re-uploading files. It just knows what's in there. So with more traditional chat windows, you're potentially uploading and manually uploading new information each time. And there's even with like Google Notebook LM, you're limited to just one notebook, whereas this goes cross notebook chat all at once. So let's look at use case number 2. This is more about your knowledge assistance. It's more about the everyday evolution of using Recall and sort of working out how that can be actually practical. So say you consume content all day, podcasts on walks, articles between meetings, TikToks before bed, maybe not, you shouldn't be doing that. You actually want to remember what is in that. So throughout your day, you can save that using the browser extension or the mobile share or even quick notes. And then you can open agentic chat later. And you can use specific phrases like, what did that sleep podcast say about melatonin timing? Find me the clip. Pick a movie for tonight based on everything I've loved this year. Or I'm prepping for a meeting on this topic. What have I saved that's relevant to it? And there are so many more strings, like, for example, summarize the key takeaways from the last 3 books I've read. Or what did my personal trainer say about recovery days versus active rest? All the context is pulled, which means it's that brain that you have alongside you. So what's beneficial is Recall will find the exact moment from the podcast, in this case a YouTube video, with timestamp links. It also recommends movies based on your actual taste, not a generic insight. And it also pulls meeting relevant content from your entire knowledge base too. So this is really helpful because the context is a lot more structured than what you typically see in regular chat apps, which means it knows the internet plus you at the same time because you structure that content yourself. Okay, moving on to use case number 3, we're going to be looking at MCP. For those who don't know, MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, and it's not that difficult to understand. It just basically means the relationship between one app and another. So say you already use Claude or ChatGPT, you don't want to keep switching between them. You want a knowledge base everywhere. So in this case, you can go to Recall, you can go in Settings, API and MCP, and you can connect your Recall knowledge base to any AI that supports MCP. So now you're in Claude or any other app, you can query your Recall knowledge from Claude, which means if you type into Claude, search my Recall for everything I've saved about pricing strategy, for example, and it will bring it into that place. So what's particularly nice about this is if you're using an app for work as well, this is really nice because it's almost like having a brain attached to something you may already use. So your personal knowledge base becomes a layer that sits behind every AI that you use. There's no copy and pasting, there's no context. It's just like one knowledge base accessible from anywhere. This makes Recall more of like a context layer than not just another app. I think what's also nice about this is if you decide to move chat apps in a couple of months, but you still want all that knowledge to come with you, then Recall is sort of like a library that's transportable, which means if the new chat app that is popular this week does have MCP, you can just bring that in straight away, which is perfect for many people who just want to be very fluid with what models they use. Now, there are some bonus features as part of this release as well. You get to the ability to quiz yourself. You can generate quizzes on any of the content, use spaced repetition like you did before. You get the knowledge graph, which allows you to see a visualization of your saved items. Augmented browsing, allowing you to use Recall's ability to relevant saved content as you browse the web. So Recall is one app that captures everything and wants to be able to organize it in one location, and it wants to turn it into fuel using AI. So just a recap of everything that was in Recall 2.0, the agentic chat allows you to talk to your knowledge and both at the same time. You can choose an AI model now. You can use API and MCP access to go further. You can use bulk actions and the new text-to-speech with custom cloned voice. If you want to try it out, link is in the description. And finally, you can get started for free or use the code at 25%. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks to Recall for sponsoring today's video, and their updates seem really interesting. And this application continues to go from strength to strength, so check it out in the link in the description. And as per normal, do subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in a future video. Cheerio for now.